Welcome back, folks, to Blackwell Convergence. I am in a bit of a bad mood because I've been trying to record some Dungeons of Dreadmore and the game is really just getting on my nerves because there was constant slowdown, then it just crashed twice on me. So, let's try and lose ourselves a bit in this so that we don't have to deal with it. Now, where were we last? Yes, we had to deal with Meltzer. We found out some stuff about Joseph Mitchell, and of course Claude was killed by the countess. Yes, now I remember. Let us away and see what we can see back at the gallery.
It's about time. Let's scram.
I mean, after all, that's where he died. There's got to be some issues. Never know. Maybe all his paintings will be worth something now. And then after we're done here, we'll go and have a look at the lighthouse that we never went to before he died. Is there anyone else here besides Josie? No. Okay.
Hi, Josie.
Rosangela, gosh, what a horrible night.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Poor Claude, I had no idea what the show was doing to him.
What do you mean?
Well, he killed himself, didn't he? Oh, he grumbled a lot, but I thought deep down he liked the attention. Still, at least his work shall live on.
Yeah, it probably will. Of course she's going to keep it open. I mean, just because he's dead, that doesn't make it a bad thing. Makes it a good thing in terms of the prices of his paintings.
You're keeping the gallery open?
Of course. Everything here is completely sold out.
Really?
That painting behind you? Yesterday, I couldn't give it away. Today I'm being offered $5,000 for it.
That's horrible.
That's business, I'm afraid. I
See?
feel bad for Claude.
There you go.
Well, I have debts. I have investors to pay back.
I mean, there you go. It's just simple stuff. As soon as someone dies, his stuff becomes slightly more expensive if he's in any way famous or artistic.
Lucky for you, he died.
That's not fair. I've known Claude for years. I liked him a lot. He never felt his work would be seen by anybody, and now people believe his work has value. That's something, isn't it?
If you think so.
Wow, she's negative.
What will you do with the money?
Well, a percentage of it will go to my investors. As for the rest, I don't know. I could sponsor another artist like Claude, or I could give it to charity. I'll need to think about it.
Can I ask you some more questions?
Probably give it to charity if I was you.
I'm meeting with the buyers today, and I have to get everything ready.
Okay, well that,
Bye, Josie. Good luck with, well, everything.
Sure, bye.
that kind of speeds things up a little. Don't have to ask a bunch of questions. So let's head on over to the lighthouse and see what we see. Roosevelt Island Lighthouse. Well, there's somebody here. There's the lighthouse. And that's about it.
I read a book about this place years ago. Nobody uses this lighthouse anymore. It's just a historic monument. I read a book of...
Okay, so she won't interact with it either.
He's drinking from a coffee mug. It's got something written on it, but I can't see it from here.
Well, if that isn't a clue, I don't know what is. Joey time!
An old guy drinking from a coffee mug.
Go see what's on the mug.
Not even a twitch.
Ah, we can select the coffee mug.
The mug has a company logo on it. It says Gold Tech? No idea what that is.
Aha! We have something though. Right. Let's have Rosangela chat with him.
Hi.
Yeah, let's make some small
Rotten
talk.
day to be out, huh?
I've seen worse.
What brings you out here?
None of your business.
Okay.
Pretty cool lighthouse, huh?
If you say so.
Wow, he's
Could I
boring.
ask you a couple of questions?
And who are you, may I ask?
Rosangela Blackwell. Nice to meet you.
Why do you want to talk to me?
Because you're here.
I'm wondering if anything unusual happened here.
Unusual like what?
Just anything unusual.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Ah, come on. You must have something to say.
I'm curious about the lighthouse.
What makes you think I know anything?
Well, see you around.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else, so, let's go look up this gold tech. In we go. And now we load up good old Oogle. Gold tech. Aha! City Archive. Murderer still at large. The search continues for the murderer of John Goldwater, whose body was found by the Roosevelt Island Lighthouse early last week. John Goldwater was the chief researcher at Goldtech, a local medical research facility. John leaves behind his father, Marty Goldwater, who often keeps vigil at the scene of the crime. So I think we know who that was. Anything more here? No, there's no new emails there. Okay. Right, well... Wait, hold on. Did she update her website? No. Terrible. It's a good few days now of nothing new.
You coming?
Alright, I'm coming.
And out we go. Let's go back and question him about his dead son.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Marty Goldwater?
Yeah, who are you?
Rosangela Blackwell.
What do you want?
Your son. I heard what happened.
You knew my boy?
No, but I'm looking into it.
You with the police?
No,
No.
but I'm sort of freelance.
Well, you can't do any worse than those worthless cops have. So sure, be whatever you want.
Huzzah! Slight progress.
Have you ever been to the Park Gallery?
No, I haven't.
What does that have to do with anything, he's wondering?
Do you know Monique Stallman?
No.
Okie dokie, what about Frank?
Do you know anything about Frank Lyons, the actor?
The dead actor? Who isn't familiar with him these days? I saw the movie. Don't know what all the fuss was about.
The fact
Do
that
you
he
know
died.
anything about...
The dead
Okay, that's the same. Right, the Minetta.
Have you ever been to a bar downtown called the Minetta?
The Minetta? Is that place still around? Oh, I
Yes,
haven't been
yes,
there
it
for
is.
years.
So you know it.
I used to go there years ago.
Anything more?
Can you tell me anything about the Minetta?
What's to say? It's a bar. I used to live in that area when I was young. I'm surprised it's still around.
Well, if it's
Can you tell me
popular.
anything about...
What's
Okay, that's the same. Joe Gould.
Have you ever heard of a man named Joe Gould?
You mean Professor Seagull?
You heard of him?
Sure I did. Back in the day, you'd always see him wandering the West Village. Must have been, 50 years ago. I was a young man then. He called himself Professor Seagull. If you gave him $1, he'd recite poetry in seagull language.
For real?
Who knows? It was a laugh. New York was full of people like that in those days. Times sure have changed.
I'm pretty sure there's still a few nut jobs around. Can't have been just him.
Do you have any more Joe Gould stories?
Why are you so interested in him?
I just am. Do you mind talking about him?
Oh, not at all. It's nice to remember those days. I can't think of anything else, though.
That's a pity. What about Joe Mitchell? Because I'm thinking Meltzer might have something to do with the Gold Tech
Have
company.
you ever heard of Joseph Mitchell?
Didn't he used to write for the New Yorker?
Yes.
I think I've read some of his work, but it's so long ago I can't remember.
Have you ever heard of Joe...
Okay, that's the same. Let's ask about Meltzer before we ask about his son.
Have you ever heard of the Meltzer Foundation?
No, I haven't.
Huh. That's surprising. Oh well, I guess I was wrong. Let's continue on.
How exactly was he killed? The newspaper didn't say.
His neck was crushed. They said he was choked. But there were
The
no
countess.
bruises on his neck. I never heard of anything like it.
Crushed.
Yeah,
Do you have any theories of your own?
of course I do. It was his rival company that did it. Lazarus Technology. They did it, but I can't prove it.
Dun dun dun! We have another company to look up. Let's ask a bit more about
Anything
his
else
son.
you can tell me about John?
It was my son. He had his head in the clouds, but his feet were firmly planted on the ground. He wanted to change the world, and by God he would have done it. Well, I'll be joining him soon, I'm sure.
Pretty bleak outlook, but if you've outlived your child, there's not many other ways to view the world.
Anything else you can tell me about John?
No.
Yeah, we can't keep pushing it. It's gotta be tough.
Why do you think this other company is involved?
Look, my boy was a genius. He ran a medical technology firm not far from here as one of their chief researchers. He was making a device that can improve the efficiency of pacemakers. A real breakthrough, he said. But this other firm, Lazarus, was working on the same thing. It was a real race to see who'd finish it first. He didn't eat, he hardly slept, he poured his life into his work. Then one night he called me to say he had finished. He wanted to celebrate. That was the last time I talked to him.
He was killed that night?
Yes, and a few days later the device was registered by Lazarus. No justice.
Dun, dun,
None at all.
dun. They're up to something then. But what? And I don't see how it could really have anything much to do with the Countess, but
so
you never
think
know.
Someone from Lazarus killed your son?
It's a pretty big coincidence, wouldn't you say? I've tried calling Lazarus, but they refused to talk to me. They eventually put a restraining order on me. At least John went to his grave believing he was a success, for all the good it does.
So you think someone from
Okay, that's the same. Right.
Well,
Let's look them up on the intertubes and see if they put a restraining order on me. Because by God, when I'm done going back to them about 50 times asking the exact same questions, they might just feel like doing it.
here we go.
Lazarus?
Lazarus Technology.
Lazarus was established to review and research various health issues, conditions, and diseases, and use technology to address them. For more information, contact us at 1-800-555-4554. So we can't go to them, we have to phone them up. Okay.
Thank you for calling Lazarus Technologies. Please choose from the following options. For general information about Lazarus Technologies, press 1. To inquire about our products, press 2. To speak to an operator, press 3.
We'll get some general information, we'll hear about the products, and then we'll talk to an operator.
Lazarus Technologies is the world's leader in biomedical and biomechanical engineering. We supply research and development to hospitals and clinics throughout the world. Lazarus Technologies is supported by a generous grant from the Meltzer Foundation.
Dun dun dun! Meltzer!
Lazarus
Knew they would be involved somewhere.
If you would like to request a product catalogue, please speak to a customer representative.
Well, that was useless. Okay, let's talk to the
You
operator.
have reached the general office mailbox. Please leave a message and someone will get back to you shortly. You have reached...
Nothing. Right. So we know we need to go to Meltzer
Alright, I'm coming.
and get some information off them. Because there's something seriously wrong with those boys. But before that, I want to finish off everything. There's nothing else to do here, nothing else to do here. So we'll go to Minetta, we'll make sure there's nothing else to do in CubeStar, and then we'll go to Meltzer. Hello, Mr. Bartender.
Hi there. Got time for some more questions?
Sure, ask away.
Let's go through it
Have you
all.
ever been to the...
No.
Okay,
Doesn't
Monique,
Never heard of her.
Frank
Are you sure
Lyons.
maybe it was somebody...
No, I'm positive. See all those photos on the wall? We take photos of anyone remotely famous who walks in here. So if Frank Lyons came in, we'd have his picture somewhere.
Okay, that was
So,
slightly
Frank-
different.
If he did, we'd have his picture.
Okay.
What
So
can
ask
you
about
tell
the
me
place
about
again.
Meta? Been here forever. 60 or 70. I've only
Okay,
been here
that's the same thing. Joe
Anything else?
Gould.
I don't know much else. If you want to know, lots of artist types come.
Okie dokie. See about
Can you
Meltzer.
tell me anything about the Meltzer Foundation?
No, sorry.
Okay. Joe
Have
Mitchell.
you ever heard of a...
No, sorry.
John Goldwater.
Have you ever heard of a guy named John Goldwater?
No, sorry.
Figure as much. And the last
Have
thing.
you ever heard of a company named Lazarus?
No, sorry.
Okay, had to be thorough, so let's get out of here. We'll go to CubeStar, and then we'll confront those lying, evil people at Meltzer. Because the Countess must be involved with them somehow.
Oh, hello.
Probably in the same way she was involved with Joseph Mitchell. How there's a connection like that going again, I don't know. Now we want to know if there's any more info on Frank, so we'll leave that till last.
Josie's a sweet woman, but her taste in art is somewhat questionable. Although it didn't drive me to drink, like some people.
Ouch.
What do you think of Josie?
Okay, that's the same thing.
What else can you tell me about yourself?
Is it relevant?
Not really.
Yes.
Then there you go.
The Minetta.
Have you ever heard of a place called the Minetta?
Sorry, no.
Joe
Have
Gould?
you ever heard of Joe Gould or the Joe Gould Fund?
Sorry, no.
Okie dokie. Meltzer!
Anything else you can tell me about the Meltzer Foundation?
Any deal between Meltzer and CubeStar?
Okay, figured that. Joe Mitchell!
Have you ever heard of a reporter named Joseph Mitchell?
Sorry, no.
Let's see if you know of John Goldwater.
Have you ever heard of a guy named John Goldwater?
Sorry, no.
And Lazarus?
Have you ever heard of a company named Lazarus?
Sorry, no.
Right. Well, let's get on to Frank then.
I'd like to know the truth about Frank's death.
What do you mean? I told you everything I know.
Not everything. He didn't have a heart attack, did he?
Oh, I love seeing sweat on a pretty girl's brow.
Look, I gave my statement. I don't see why I should tell you anything.
Get your head out of the gutter, man.
Monique, I'm a writer. We like to exaggerate the truth sometimes.
Yes, what are you getting at?
Let's say I wanted to embellish Frank's story. That instead of dying of a heart attack, he may be choked to death under mysterious circumstances.
Rosangela, Frank died of a heart attack. He didn't choke to death.
Are you
Eyes.
sure?
Positive. If he mysteriously choked to death, and the press got wind of it, the scandal would ruin this company. It's much easier to tell the press that he died of a heart attack. He had no close family, he had no close friends to speak of. Nobody loses. I trust we understand each other, and I won't have to call my lawyer.
Leave it, kid. We don't want a legal battle.
No, I have all the information I need.
And I think we're done because we don't
Thanks for
want
the chat.
to
Sure.
get sued. Come on, Joey. Let's go talk to these evil, lying people in Meltzer. Dun dun dun! Meltzer!
Yes,
Hi, me again.
go right in.
What do you mean, go right in? It's the same
I
fucking
heard you were at the
room.
gallery last night.
Yes,
And you saw what happened?
yes.
Wow. Just wow. What would possess a guy to do a thing like that, huh?
I don't know.
Well, enough doom and gloom. What can I help you with?
It looks like the Park Gallery is going to be successful now.
Yes, Josie certainly has had her work cut out for her.
So do you. Her profits are your profits.
Yes, there is that.
And all it cost was one man's death.
Now that's unfair.
2 men dead? That doesn't sound fishy to you.
Should it? What kind of men do you take us for?
Evil
I have
men?
sympathy for Frank Lyons, but he died of natural causes. As for the artist, he was obviously unstable. You'll need more evidence than that if you want to convince me of anything.
Oh, we've got more evidence. We'll get to that.
2 people have died.
Yes, so you said.
That doesn't bother you.
Neither of those men have anything to do with us. If you're looking for a conspiracy, you're looking in the wrong place.
I don't think so. Alright, let's go right through, and then we'll eventually get to Lazarus.
Why weren't you at the opening last night?
Oh, it would just be in the way, you know? Art's not really our thing. But Josie knows what she's doing.
Why weren't you at...
Oh,
Okay,
it was
that's the
art-
same thing. Monique
Monique
again.
told me that you invested in...
Monique, oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's
same
doing
thing.
great.
Okay.
Do you know anything about Frank Lyons, the actor?
Of course. Can you believe it? He looked healthy. Of course, who knows what kind of drugs those actors take?
That's probably it.
Have
Anything
you
about
ever
the
been to a bar
Minetta?
called the Minetta?
No.
Okay, this is probably all going to be the exact same
Have you
stuff.
ever heard of Joe?
Oh, any more about
Anything
the
else
company?
you can tell me about the Foundation?
I've given you the basic idea. There's nothing else.
Okay. Joe Mitchell, then.
Have you ever heard of a reporter named Joseph Mitchell?
That name sounds familiar.
He was a reporter for the New York...
Hey, that's it. Hey, Charlie.
Okay, that's the same stuff. Let's ask about the dead
Have
man.
you ever heard of a guy named John Goldwater?
No, sorry.
Lies.
I heard that your foundation gave money to Lazarus Technologies.
Oh, yes. That was one of our first success stories.
I heard that your foundation...
Oh,
Have you ever heard... I learned
Aha.
something interesting about Lazarus Technologies. It rose to success on the shoulders of a murdered man.
that's a strong thing to say.
It's true. His company was an inch away from beating Lazarus, but then he was killed.
Even if this is true.
It is true. You can look it up.
Even still, I don't see how this is our fault.
Let me break it down for you, Paul. Frank Lyons dies, and CubeStar Films becomes successful overnight. Claude Erdin commits suicide, and now the Park Gallery is selling priceless works of art. John Goldwater dies, and Lazarus Technologies becomes rich and powerful. All these companies are represented by you. Don't you see how this looks?
This
Does look
is
bad.
a total coincidence. I'm sure of it.
Is it?
It is. And I'll tell you another thing. I don't like these accusations.
Tough.
I think you should leave.
I am going to get to the bottom of this.
Maybe you will, but it has nothing to do with us. Now go, before I call the police.
Come on, let's blow and let him stew for a while.
Let's see. Can we stick around as Joey again? I wonder.
Yeesh.
She's
Yes, we
crazy.
can.
Crazy with teeth. You gotta watch out for women like that, Scooter.
Scooter, you haven't called me that since we were kids.
Really? Maybe I should start calling you that again.
Whatever.
Let's stay and
Stay
eavesdrop.
put, kid. I'm gonna snoop around.
Just in case.
He's reading a book called Best Sounds. These things...
Hey, Scooter.
I gave them
Oops.
to you an hour ago.
You did? Ah, right. Thanks, Scooter.
Okay. Accidentally clicked through something there.
And the internet's down again.
It'll come up again in a minute.
Yes, it will. When
Finally,
I
the
move
internet's
away.
back up. Hey, Charlie.
Yeah, the password's tennis53.
Okay, so that's the same thing.
What am I supposed to do? Sing to it?
I've done some research on that rabbi who came in last week.
How's you look, Scooter?
I think we'll have to politely decline.
Ah, too bad.
These things... He seems pretty hard at work.
Hey, Charlie.
No, not me.
Hey, Scooter. How about a game of tennis after work today?
I don't think so, Paul.
Suit yourself.
So what are we supposed to find out here then? Or is it just listening to what they have to
You
say?
think we should call the police on her?
There we go.
Why do you want to do that, Scooter?
In case she starts nosing around again.
If she noses around again, we'll call the police then, not before.
So they're definitely up to something. Come on, folks. Spill some more.
Hey, Scooter, do you have last week's earnings reports?
Okay.
I gave them to you an hour
Nothing new.
You did.
So we know there's something, but we just don't know what. So we'll go home and have a chat about it. 'Cause something is definitely up. Alright, Joey.
come here.
What could it possibly be?
Let's discuss. We'll start from... We'll talk about Meltzer again.
This Meltzer Foundation sounds too...
In my...
Same thing, okay.
choked to death. It's the same MO as Frank.
M.O.?
You know, modus operandi. It's what the real detectives say.
Do me a favor, kid, and never say that again.
Damn right, Joey. Damn right.
You think Lazarus Technology really killed John Goldwater?
No, I think our elderly lady friend is the guilty party.
So they're a dead end.
Not necessarily. Any lead is a good lead.
So what do we do now?
I know there's something going on at the Meltzer Foundation.
You think?
I know...
You think?
So what are we supposed to do
That's
then,
all for
Joey?
now.
Sure.
I mean, we can
I'm
try
ready if
going
you are.
back.
Yeah.
Is Nishanti in? We'll have a chat with her.
Nishanti is...
Okay. Well, that narrows down what we can do. Maybe if we go back and try talking to the old man again. He might have some more to
Hi.
say. Let's see. We'll mention the
Have
Meltzer
you ever heard of
Foundation
the
again.
Meltzer Foundation?
No,
No, okay.
So you think someone from...
it's a pretty... I've tried calling. They... At least John went to his grave, but...
Okay.